This song it was that the famous minstrel sang, caught his great purple cloak with his stalwart hands, and drew it down over his head, and hid his comely face. For he was ashamed to shed tears beneath his brows in the presence of the Phaeacians. Yea, and oft as the divine minstrel paused in his song, Odysseus would wipe away the tears, and draw the cloak from off his head, and take the two-handed goblet, and pour forth before the gods. But whensoever he began again, and the chiefs of the Phaeacians stirred him to sing, in delight at the lay, again Odysseus would cover up his head and make moan. Now none of all the company marked him weeping, but Alcinous alone noted it, and was ware thereof as he sat by him, and heard him groaning heavily. And presently he spake among the Phaeacians, masters of the oar. Hearken, ye captains and counsellors of the Phaeacians. Now have our souls been satisfied with the good feast, and with the lyre, which is the mate of the rich banquet. Let us go forth anon, and make trial of divers games, that the stranger may tell his friends, when home he returneth, how greatly we excel, all men in boxing and wrestling and leaping and speed of foot. Yesterday I was talking about the psychological dimension of Odysseus, all the characters really, but every once in a while, I don't know, there's just a sort of, it's not even really a translation issue, it's just the information given that doesn't fully paint out the picture, and I think having decades of a warped brain in comedy and irony and parody and satire, I can't help but I can't help but kind of laugh at the situation. It's not funny. I mean, it's not tragic. I mean, it is tragic, but like the way I just kind of, I don't know, in almost a kind of Will Ferrell sort of way, like how is Odysseus getting away with pulling his cloak over his head without anyone being like, what the hell is Odysseus doing? Like, I have a hoodie on right now. If I could just like pull this down over my face. All right, I'm just pulling this down here and be like, oh, no one can see me cry. No, it's, I just keep my cloak over my face. No one's going to see my tears. This song is making me so sad. Like, what's weirder? Having people witness you cry, or you just standing there amidst a feast with your cloak over your head? It's a little strange. I mean, even if he was doing like a Dracula and bringing the cloak up on his arm to cover his face to wipe his tears, I mean, even that's a little strange. But it's more funny too that no one except for Alcinous is noticing this. Like everyone's just going about their feastly delight, and only Alcinous, who is right next to him, notices this very obvious thing that's going on with Odysseus covering his head and moaning, literally moaning and groaning aloud. It's hard not to view it through a comedic lens. It's just like, oh god, this song is so... Odysseus, are you okay? Oh, yes, I'm fine. It's just, this is how I enjoy festivals. Are you sure you're okay in there? Oh, yes, don't worry about me. Okay, listen. Halfway through that, I recognized how obnoxious it was. I'm a little hyper today. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's all calm down. Let's all calm down and ground ourselves. The question that I have here is that Alcinous now is setting up a set of games for the purpose of, quote, that the stranger may tell his friends when home he returneth how greatly we excel in boxing, wrestling, leaping, and speed of foot. Now, is he setting this up to distract away from the minstrel? Like, okay, clearly my guest is suffering. Let's switch it up a bit. Let's not do anything that's going to trigger him unnecessarily. Okay, listen, this just made me completely regret the silliness I started this episode with. I mean, the minstrel song here isn't just like someone singing a song. It's not like the old Disney Robin Hood where you had the rooster walking around with his little banjo-sounding lyre and telling the story of Robin Hood. I mean, this is kind of a oral tradition, and it was a way to relive and experience events. It wasn't just a passive activity. So this is indication. I mean, if you want to bring modern terminology into it, it is a symptom of PTSD. And if you want to talk a little bit about masculine expectations of the time, for men particularly, it was a expectation that you hide strong emotion, especially grief, in social settings. And I think that if we are to take that Alcinous is directing that games be had, that this is another act of Xenia on his part to alleviate and redirect attention away from Odysseus, who cannot control himself in this situation. And I say that, cannot control himself without judgment. And again, the joking I was making earlier was not in judgment of Odysseus and his situation, just how the little context there still makes it kind of comedic to me. But anyway, we're going into an athletic competition of sorts. Let's find out what boxing, wrestling, leaping, and speed of foot are all about. Until tomorrow, okay, goodbye. Odyssey is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. The show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Odyssey, written by Homer. Theme song by Neuroflow. You can support this show and other shows like it by going to patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.